We're back in the MHAB Kitchen, and today, gosh, it's beautiful weather. It's warm, it's sunny, it's gorgeous. Time for some lime cilantro chicken is what this sounds like to me. So what we're going to do this in two steps, whatever. We're going to do this in two steps. We're going to make the marinade today, and we're going to cut the chicken into strips and put that in the fridge. And then tomorrow, we're going to have a special guest. Ooh. And if he shows up, he stood us up 3 or 4 times before, but if he shows up, we're going to have the one, the only. You wait and see tomorrow. So anyway, okay, so we're going to do a really simple marinade that's going to have in it a little bit of olive oil, some limes and lime zest, a little honey, 3 or 4 garlic cloves, and I think you can see here we've just gone to the garden and cut some fresh cilantro. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I'm going to put my grater right in the bowl, so I don't have to worry about chasing this stuff around, because I want the zest from these limes. So I'm going to put the grater right in the bowl. I'm using not the raspy side, but a little small cutter on the box grater, and I'm going to grate the outer zest off a lime or two. And I'm going to be very careful to hopefully not add any human flesh protein, any skin. We've all in the kitchen been known to do that occasionally, so I'm being a little bit careful. So there's one. That's, you can see that's maybe a teaspoon of zest. And we'll do the second lime. Zest is got a punchier, more acetic flavor than the juice. We're going to use the juice from these 2 limes also, but the zest just kind of kicks it up a little bit. Tally, who's the guy who says kick it up? Who's the cook who does that? Emerald. Okay. I don't like Emerald, so remind me not to say kick it up again, okay? All right, so there we've got 2 to 3 tablespoons of lime zest, and we're going to now cut these limes in half and squeeze them into the bowl. If you don't have, we've got to do a session on basic kitchen equipment. If you don't have a pair of these citrus squeezers, they are absolutely indispensable. I don't know what well, I do know what I did. I sat around reaming citrus on other juices, and they're just not half as easy as these guys. These guys are so simple, so quick, and very effective. So now I've got lime zest and lime juice, and I'm going to first mash these 3 garlic cloves and then mince them up. And they go straight in the lime juice. Probably 3 tablespoons of olive oil, a tablespoon or 2 of honey. Honey allows things. When you cook onions or something like that, it's the honey, or it's the sugar in the vegetable that gets brown as it crisps up a little bit when vegetables brown. So honey sugars in marinades are what allows things to brown more easily when it comes time to cook it, in addition to the flavor they add. So now I'm going to mince up this straight from the MHAB greenhouse fresh cilantro. Get that in there. And just because I can't help myself, this is not in the recipe that Betsy, my boss, one of my bosses, gave me. I got to add a little sriracha sauce. Can you see that? It's Hoi Fung sriracha sauce. It's a great sauce. I'm going to put a little bit of a healthy squirt in there. And then I'm going to mix that with a fork until it's all completely pulled together. As I have told you folks in the past, I'm a big advocate of tasting, so once I get that all whirled together, interest of sanitation, I'm going to use the butt end. I'm going to take a quick taste and say, ooh, that's going to be good. So I'm going to cut these guys in strips so they're roughly uniform so that they cook at the same rate when we put them on the grill tomorrow. And they are also, because we're ultimately going to put these in a wrap, it also makes them the right size to go in a wrap, so you're not having to cut a big chunk of chicken to make the finished product. So you see, I'm cutting those guys. I'm just slicing it. That's a, a quarter, 3/8 of an inch thick, and that'll go nicely. It's also worth noting that I'm not cutting away any of the fat that's on these breasts. This would also be terrific with boneless chicken thighs. Thighs, of course, are dark meat, have a little more moisture, a little more fat in them. Breasts are quite lean, and fat, of course, has flavor and keeps things moist. So I'm not going to cut away any of the fat that's on these breasts just because they are so lean to start with, and the extra flavor and the extra moisture will help things taste good. So now I've got this pile of about 1.5 pounds of chicken strips, chicken breast strips, and I'm going to put those right in the marinade. And I'm going to take a spatula and just turn that around until everything's nice and coated. Now you see, this is in a bowl, which is fine, but I'm going to transfer it to a Ziploc. And the reason is, you can see if you look at this guy, the tops will eventually, that marinade will ooze off the tops of that chicken. So some chicken's going to be more marinated than the other strips. So if I put it in a Ziploc and then squeeze the extra air out, it allows the marinade to have more consistent contact with the meat that's being marinated. And of course, we're imparting flavor for sure. The other thing is that, as I mentioned, the sugar that's in the marinade will allow the chicken to brown up a little better, and the acid begins to break down the connective tissues in the muscle in the breast, which make things more tender. Telly, do me a favor. Would you pass me a set of tongs there? One of those short-handled ones? Perfect. There we go. So this is all there is to marinating what tomorrow you will see are absolutely delicious cilantro lime chicken tacos with a slaw and an avocado crema. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that extra, let's see, can you see it if I do it this way? Sure you can. Put that extra marinade that's in the bottom, I'll scrape that down into the bag. And if I close the bag and leave one corner open, then I can squeeze it down and force it up and force all that air out, even to the point of squeezing a little bit of the liquid out. See, so now what I have is chicken that is going to be completely in contact with the marinade. And it's going to sit that way overnight, and tomorrow when we put that on the grill and get it ready to go in the taco shell and the burrito with the avocado crema, it's going to be awesome. So remember, stay tuned. Special guest tomorrow. See you guys.